Hi guys, I wanted to send a video. A couple reasons. First, to feel it's a little bit similar to the dynamic at Huddle. Also, I believe I'm having a breakthrough, so I wanted to communicate this this way rather than type it out. So very recently, I've been in a season of pruning, which is not hard to understand. I feel God has been pruning a lot of immaturity and fear. He had to reveal that through very painful situations so that he could get down to the root, so he could uproot that, so to speak. He's definitely been dealing with the shadow side of imitation with me and revealing that. So this seems to bring a lot of what we talked about into play. The invitation challenge matrix, the covenant and kingdom triangles, and then of course the pruning we've been talking about. So how can I tell that I've been pruned or have had these things pruned away, so to speak? Very recently, after the campaign or through the campaign, even I've noticed that I do not have a fear of making phone calls anymore. Maybe a minute amount, but nowhere near the way I used to feel. Used to have a lot of anxiety making phone calls. Also had anxiety going to the break room to eat by myself, feeling strange about that, people coming in and out. What am I going to say? How am I going to talk to them? And I did that yesterday with no problems. I actually enjoyed it. And then also I've stopped wondering about other people's jobs. How does that work? Would that be a good fit for me? That sort of thing. I used to do that almost involuntarily. So I think what has happened as a way to look at it, if we look at the invitation challenge matrix, oh, that's the wrong one. The invitation challenge matrix is I was naturally high invitation, cozy. And like Seth mentioned, being in a stressful or a high challenge aspect, he had to go back a little bit to go to the discipling quadrant. Then I had to go from the cozy down to the boring into the stressful discipling to get to the discipling quadrant. So this doesn't look like it's really working that great, but I'm going to keep going anyway. It's kind of backwards. Anyway, so I went from cozy down to the boring, stressful to the discipling quadrant, where I'm moving at least towards that. And I believe this stressful came into play because for the past 30 days I had to impose on people, I had to challenge people, ask people to change, to think about the project and consider contributing or supporting it, spreading the word, that sort of thing. So I think that was huge for me. Having to challenge people, take on a high challenge role for 30 days really broke me out of the fear of challenging people. So I think that's been a very healthy dynamic. So the fruit that I see now, the evidence, would be love, joy, and peace. Those keep the fruits of the Spirit, specifically love, joy, and peace. Peace, as I mentioned, an absence of anxiety, a presence of peace, and even feeling empowered, delighting in things. Love, feeling love for people, wanting to love my family more. And then joy, experiencing a lot of joy and delight, and even self-control, a lot of this. This is not surprisingly spilling over into Aaron's life and our kids' lives, our family's life. So going back to the crowdfunding campaign for the CD, I believe it has been a clear Kairos moment for me as I see God gathering loose ends of all kinds into a knot into his hand. A lot of several relationships from high school to elementary school, of course St. Andrews, family relationships, even some acquaintances, a neighbor. All these people have come together to support the project, and I reached out to them through email mainly. And I just see God gathering all those relationships into his hand for his glory and to bring healing and really affirm my authority. That's what I feel now when people talk about the talent that I have musically or creatively. I realize that's affirming my authority, not necessarily my identity, because my identity is deeper than that. It's the foundation, as we've seen in the covenant and kingdom triangles. The kingdom triangle is founded upon, is based on the covenant triangle, and my identity never changes. I'm always a child of God through Christ. So I think that about wraps it up. Yeah, about wraps it up. So it's obviously been a very very rich past few weeks, and I look forward to being with you guys again, and thanks for watching.